I just learned some pretty sucky news. And it was with my time with the Holy Spirit right after I talked to an attorney. So I had one reach out to me in regards to my case because we're getting ready to finally get to trial. It's been about 4 years, if not a little bit more. And as he's going over some things, he's like, this should have been resolved 2 years ago. Why don't we have this done and this done? And there should be this temporary motion for this and that. And for a lot of you, you don't understand what it's like and how long it takes because some people say, oh, just go to court. It doesn't really work that way. But there is a lot that has gone on, and I was the sole caregiver for my daughter for the most part when their mom was working. Long story short, Achilles tendon rupture, COVID hits, my daughter gets leukemia, so I'm the one that's bedside. But as I'm talking to this attorney, and I'm thinking like, yeah, that's all the stuff that I tried to do while pro se, I kind of come back to some time with the Lord, and he's like, yeah, you could have dumped all of this money into the case and gotten exactly what he said you would get because she broke the law. She's still breaking laws. It was wrong. It was awful, but you wouldn't have gotten as close to me as you are now. And that's what sucks. It's like, dang it, Lord, aren't you a God of justice as well? You see, sometimes, not even sometimes, many times, man's ways are not God's ways. That's how it looks in everyday life. I remember trying to get an attorney in the beginning, and money seemed to just fly through my hands. Like I needed to repair this thing and that thing, and this thing happened. So eventually I said, Lord, if you don't want me to continue pursuing this route with an attorney, I won't. Let me know. But I'm laying this in your hands now. And sure enough, money finally started to come back. But then my daughter also relapsed with leukemia. So then that took a strain on everything as well. But as I'm going through this journey, I would not have been as close to God now had I had it done through an attorney, the case that is, because I would have still been in the same mindset of move, go, conquer, attack, and maybe ended up in another relationship with someone who's just as awful as she is. I'm not trying to throw shade, just being honest. There's a lot of people, and it's one of the most frustrating things that I've heard over the years. They go, how does someone like you end up with someone like that? Because they've seen how ugly and awful and evil the behaviors have been. But God's ways are not our ways. He doesn't care about the win in the natural if he's not in it. He wanted me to get closer to him and get to the position where I am now, where I understand the calling of my life to ministry and how to operate in that calling to ministry. Not just speak a couple words about Jesus and keep it moving or let people know that you're a Christian at work. No, the call to ministry and how to use all the gifts that he's given you, given me, to evangelize in a relational way, to evangelize because he's coming back. The stories are true. The stories are real. They're not just stories. They're not fairy tales. So the sucky truth is, based upon my ignorance, blindness, hardness of heart, whatever it was, whatever it is, he said, I needed you to go this way instead of that way. God needed to build something, and before building, break things off of me so that I didn't just win the court case, but I won and win the case in heaven. When it says, well done, good and faithful servant. See your name written in the Lamb's Book of Life. That's really what it's about. So men, I know women are listening too. Men, fathers, the quickest way to victory is to break and to humble yourself. Let God do with you what he wants to do so we can get through the storm quicker. Many times we rely upon self and wisdom and the tools that he's given us in the natural to try to put everything on our backs and win. But one of the sucky truths that I was just hit with right now is God said, I had to get you to go this way, not that way, because this way brought you closer to me, the closest that you ever been. And now we can proceed together towards victory. So go with God, pray, fast. When he's got you in a season of seclusion, not isolation, but where you have to separate and be sanctified and consecrated, press into it quickly. So you don't have to waste time before, better yet, you don't have to delay your victory. I see you when I see you.